I'm challenging Mt.Airy Baptist Church in 2019 through a sermon series about being fruitful. And Galatians 5:22 is the base scripture where it tells us that we ought to have the fruits of the Spirit. We ought to be fruitful in 2019 so that seed of God can be planted. And this Sunday I'm focusing on the fruit of joy. Joy is a wonderful fruit that Christians ought to have. Joy, just like an apple, is colorful. Joy, just like an apple, is attractive. Joy, just like an apple, is nourishing to others. Joy, just like an apple, is enjoyable. And as a fruit of the Spirit, we as Christians are to have joy in our hearts to be fruitful. Now, when I think about joy, obviously we always wonder the difference between joy and happiness. And I know you've heard before that happiness is quick. Happiness comes and goes. But joy is foundational. Joy is something that is deep down. It's an inner spirit. It's an inner happiness. It's a deep down assurance, a deep down faith that everything is going to be all right that we as Christians can have. And when I think about joy, I think about the foundations of this house. The Lord has blessed me to have this house right here that I live in. It has walls on the inside of it. It has carpet, flooring. It has rooms. It has a roof on the inside of it. And all of that can represent happiness. But the foundation of this house can represent joy. And the illustration could go like this. There are some things inside the house that could change. The walls could get a little dirty sometime because we got 3 children. And you know what we might decide to do? We're unhappy with the walls. We might decide to paint them. And that could make us happy a little bit. We could have a problem in a part of the house, maybe with a leak, and that could make us unhappy. But we could get a repairman to come in and fix that leak, and then that could make us back happy again. Maybe the outside of the house is one color that we grow unhappy with, but eventually we change the outside of the house to be a different color, and we could be happy. Maybe a storm will come, and if the storm comes like a hurricane and rips some shingles off the house and causes a leak, we'd be unhappy about that. But then we could get the shingles fixed and be okay. Maybe we could go as far as a tornado comes and snatches the whole roof off of this house, tears down some walls. But you know what? We could build them back again. You know what would still be here? It would be the foundation. No matter how much we change the walls, let's say they represent happiness. No matter how dirty the walls get, how clean the walls get. No matter how much we like a color of a carpet and then we change a color of a carpet. No matter how much comes into this house and a leak occurs or something breaks and we fix it. Everything else about the house can change, and that represents happiness. Through all of these changes, there's something that stays the same, and that's the foundation of this house. The foundation of this house makes me think of having a foundation of your life in Jesus Christ, and that foundation producing joy. And joy never changes. Joy never changes in the midst of the good or the bad, in the midst of the problems, in the midst of the repairing, in the midst of things not going exactly the way we want to be. We always have that assurance. We always have that foundation that we stand on, that foundation of joy, just like the foundation of this house. I love the scripture of Psalms 16:11. Lord, show me your path, and your path will lead me to joy. Lord, touch me with my foundation. Touch me that I can have joy in my life. I want to be more fruitful in 2019. My name is Preacher Adrian Hammonds. I'm at Mt.Airy Baptist Church, and this is part of the sermon I'll be preaching this Sunday on the fruits of the Spirit. Join us. Go to church somewhere. If you don't have anywhere to go, you can join us at Mt.Airy Baptist Church. But if not, go to church somewhere. Sunday school 9:30, worship at 10:30. Join us.